This is a tale that defies medical science, shatters skepticism, and bridges the chasm between doubt and divine intervention. The protagonist wasn't born a saint. He was a healer who had long ago traded his childhood faith for the cold certainty of scalpels and scans. Facing the brink of mortality in a sterile operating room, his humble plea would ignite a sequence of events so extraordinary, it not only mended his failing body but wove a tapestry of redemption across families, colleagues, and strangers alike. Brace yourself for one of the most profound miracles of our era, where the Virgin Mary's boundless grace transformed a hospital into a beacon of hope, proving that even in the shadow of death, her light can pierce through the darkest veils of despair. Before we delve deeper, pause and share in the comments. Where are you joining us from and what time is it there right now? Let's map out how far her miraculous reach extends across the world in this very moment. Dr. Elias Rivera was just 42 when fate delivered its cruel twist. A renowned nephrologist at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, Elias had spent over 2 decades wielding his expertise like a shield against the unpredictability of life. He'd performed hundreds of kidney transplants, guiding patients from the edge of renal failure back to vitality with precision and poise. His hands, steady and sure, had earned him accolades. Published papers in top journals, invitations to speak at international conferences, and the quiet admiration of his peers. But beneath the white coat lay a man haunted by his own vulnerabilities. Polycystic kidney disease, a hereditary scourge that had ravaged his father's health and claimed his life at 50, had been lurking in Elias's genes all along. He knew the risks. Genetic testing in his early 30s had confirmed it. Yet arrogance, or perhaps denial, kept him pushing forward, ignoring the subtle warnings. The persistent back pain, the unexplained hypertension, the episodes of hematuria dismissed as stress from long hours in the OR. Elias's upbringing in the bustling streets of Mexico City had been steeped in Catholicism. His grandmother, Dona Rosa, was the pillar of their faith, a woman whose wrinkled hands never parted from her rosary or the tarnished medal of Our Lady of Guadalupe dangling from her neck. Every December 12th, she'd lead the family pilgrimage to the Basilica, where the miraculous tilma of Juan Diego hung as a testament to divine favor. La Morenita watches over us, Elias, she'd say, her voice a melody of conviction as they knelt before the image. She appeared to the humble, the suffering. When doctors fail, she heals the soul first. Young Elias absorbed these stories like sacred lore, reciting prayers and dreaming of miracles. But medical school in the US changed everything. Surrounded by empirical evidence and rigorous science, he began to see faith as folklore, a comforting myth for those without access to modern medicine. By the time he met and married Sophia, a pediatric oncologist with a similarly analytical mind, their life together revolved around data, not devotion. Their daughters, Isabella, 12, and Lucia, 10, were raised on bedtime tales of cellular biology and space exploration, not apparitions or saints. As the disease advanced, Elias's world narrowed. By 2023, his kidneys were a battlefield of cysts, functioning at a mere 20%. Dialysis sessions became his grim routine, 3 times a week, hooked to machines that hummed like indifferent sentinels. Sophia watched her husband fade, his once vibrant energy sapped, his skin pallid from anemia. "We need a transplant," she urged, but the donor list was a lottery of despair, with wait times stretching years. Elias threw himself into work, mentoring residents and pioneering research on bioengineered kidneys, as if saving others could barter for his own survival. Yet, in quiet moments, fragments of his grandmother's words resurfaced, whispering through the fog of fatigue. Then in early 2025, hope flickered. A compatible donor emerged, a 28-year-old motorcyclist killed in a tragic accident, whose family in their grief chose to gift life. The surgery was set for October 15, 2025. Elias approached it with his trademark rationality, poring over preoperative plans with his team, led by Dr. Emilia Torres, a no-nonsense surgeon and his closest friend from residency. "This is textbook," he told Sophia the night before, masking the tremor in his voice. But as midnight approached and sleep evaded him in the dim hospital room, a profound unease settled. His daughters clung to him, Isabella's eyes wide with unspoken fear, Lucia fiddling with his hospital bracelet. Papa, what if? Isabella trailed off. Elias pulled them close. Science will see us through. But girls, there's something I need, something from the old days. Sophia tilted her head, surprised. Tell me. Elias hesitated, then confessed, I want to see the Virgin Mary, Our Lady of Guadalupe, like Abuela's stories. If this goes wrong, I need her gaze one last time. It was a request born of vulnerability, a crack in his armored skepticism. Sophia, though secular herself, remembered her own lapsed Catholic roots. She nodded, determination igniting. The hospital chapel held generic icons, but nothing of Guadalupe's specific sanctity. Mobilizing quickly, Sophia contacted a local Mexican-American parish, St. Juan Diego's, where Father Miguel, an old family acquaintance, promised to help. By 2 a.m., a courier arrived with a modest framed print, a faithful reproduction of the tilma, no larger than a notebook, its colors vivid. The Virgin's compassionate eyes, the golden rays, the Aztec symbols woven into her mantle. It wasn't the original, enshrined in Mexico City, but it carried the essence of centuries of devotion. Elias cradled it like a lifeline, his fingers, swollen from fluid retention, tracing the frame. The family gathered around his bed, and for the first time in years they prayed. Sophia led a halting Hail Mary, the words rusty but resonant. Elias whispered his own plea to the image, Virgin Morena, if you're truly there beyond the scans and stats, show me mercy. Not just for me but for them. As dawn broke, the print was placed in his room, a silent guardian. The operation commenced at 7 a.m. Elias, sedated under bright lights, murmured a final Te Supplico, before drifting into oblivion. The team, Torres at the helm, flanked by anesthesiologist Dr. Raj Patel and nurses including Maria Gonzalez, a devout immigrant from Guadalajara, worked methodically. Incision made, diseased kidneys exposed and removed, the donor organ prepped. 40 minutes in, all seemed routine. Then catastrophe, Elias's heart faltered. Alarms shrieked as his blood pressure cratered, arrhythmia spiking into ventricular fibrillation. Code blue. Torres barked, initiating CPR. Defibrillator paddles charged, clear. Shock delivered. Nothing. Again clear, another jolt. His chest heaved under compressions, but the monitor flatlined stubbornly. Outside, Sophia paced the waiting area, clutching Isabella and Lucia. A frantic nurse emerged, he's coding. We're doing everything. Sophia sank to her knees, the girls sobbing. In the OR minutes ticked by, 3, 4, 5. Brain damage loomed, the team whispered about calling it. Patel checked pupils, fixed and dilated. Torres, sweat beading under her cap, prepared the pronouncement, time of death. But at 7:52 a.m., precisely as despair crested, Nurse Gonzalez's eyes darted to the framed image on the side cart. Madre de Dios, she exclaimed. A gentle luminescence bloomed from the print, a soft, golden aura, pulsing rhythmically like a living heartbeat. It wasn't electric, no wires, no tricks. The light bathed the room, casting ethereal shadows on sterile walls. Monitors flickered, then steadied. The defibrillator hummed oddly, as if infused with new energy. The team gaped. Torres, the atheist, dropped her tools in shock. This can't be, she muttered. In that instant, Elias's heart surged back, beeping steadily on the ECG. No further shocks needed. His vitals climbed miraculously. The glow receded, leaving the frame inert once more. Shaken but resolute, the surgeons proceeded. The transplant grafted seamlessly, no signs of hyperacute rejection, an anomaly given Elias's compromised state. Post-op scans later revealed the new kidney functioning at near-perfect levels. Cysts vanished as if never there. Elias awoke in ICU, disoriented but alive. Sophia rushed in, tears streaming. You made it, she whispered. But Elias's first words stunned her. I saw her. La Virgin. I was above my body watching you all fight for me. She appeared, radiant in her mantle, touched my heart and said, Elias, your work isn't done. Return and carry my healing to others. He paused, eyes distant. She showed me more, a vision of Isabella. She's sick too, the same disease but early. Test her now before it's too late. Horror gripped Sophia, but urgency prevailed. Blood work on Isabella confirmed it. Nascent polycystic changes, asymptomatic yet. Caught in infancy, preventive measures, medication, diet, monitoring, could halt progression, sparing her Elias's ordeal. The family reeled, but gratitude overflowed. The miracle had extended beyond one life. Word spread through the hospital like wildfire. The Ortean debriefed in hushed tones. Torres, forever changed, began attending Mass, crediting the unexplained event for her newfound belief. Gonzalez, who first witnessed the glow, resigned to pursue religious life, founding a prayer group for healthcare workers. Experts from the Vatican and skeptics alike examined the print. No phosphorescent ink, no hidden mechanisms, just ordinary materials. Yet, affidavits from the team swore to the luminescence, dubbing it the Guadalupe glow. Elias's recovery was meteoric. Discharged in weeks, he returned to practice but transformed. He integrated holistic care into his work, blending medicine with spiritual support. With compensation from a research grant inspired by his story, he established the Guadalupe Renal Foundation, offering free screenings in underserved communities, emphasizing early detection, like what saved Isabella. Sophia, once a doubter, now wore Dona Rosa's medal, leading family devotions. The daughters flourished, Lucia aspiring to medicine, Isabella to theology, their lives a fusion of faith and fact. But the ripples widened. Father Miguel's parish saw attendance triple, pilgrims flocking to view the miraculous print, now enshrined there. Media coverage exploded, documentaries, articles, sparking global conversations on faith and science. One resident, inspired, developed a breakthrough in cyst inhibition, crediting Elias's story as motivation. This wasn't merely a surgical success, it was a symphony of grace. The Virgin Mary's intercession unveiled hidden afflictions, rekindled extinguished beliefs, and forged unbreakable bonds. She didn't just save a body, she healed generations, turning a routine operation into eternal testimony. If this expanded chronicle of Our Lady's mercy has ignited a spark in you, pass it on to those who need hope. Let it affirm, in the face of impossibility, her ear is ever attentive. Miracles aren't confined to ancient Tilmos, they unfold in our hospitals, our hearts today. Subscribe for more stories of her enduring wonders, and remember, when science reaches its limits, faith begins.